Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Let's get into Say What Now. Now you know me. I'm scrolling through Instagram, minding my business, and I saw this article about Mark going back to court to have the judge find Kenya in contempt for their child custody order because of that banging on the door, kicking of the door situation with Marlo. Now, it's a whole article about it. Let me find it so I can share it with you all so you can see. One second. I usually do this before, but I forgot which one am I looking for? Wednesday. I'm not going to read the whole article. I'm going to paraphrase because this is going to be a really quick Say What Now. I want to give y'all my 2 cents about the situation at hand, and I want you to get in the comments and let me know what you think as well. Now, this was the article. He's pissed that Brooklyn was present when Marlo attempted to kick down the door. I think it's a reach, Mark. Marlo wasn't trying to kick down the door. She was kicking the door, banging on the door. I believe Marlo didn't know Brooklyn was in there and she was acting ignorant, but that's Marlo for you. But a paraphrase of their child custody arrangement. Based on the article I read, remember it was a season when Mark would not allow Brooklyn to film. The season after that, Kenya was granted sole custody of baby Brooklyn. Mark receives visitation. In the custody order, the judge says he feels that Kenya would never put Brooklyn in a situation of harm. I agree 100% with that. Kenya would never willfully place Brooklyn at an event where foolishness and ignorance and all of that would occur. No one, you can't speak for all these parents nowadays, but majority of parents don't want to put their children in a situation of harm. But we also live in the real world where you never know when harm could occur. Now, as far as filming is concerned, the judge ordered that Brooklyn is allowed to be on the show, but she has to get not necessarily a permission, but Mark has to be aware of every time Brooklyn is on camera. So that's if Brooklyn is doing a TV spot, if she's having a cameo on Roa, if she's working, doing her own commercials like Baby Ace. Well, I guess Ace ain't a baby no more, but like Ace, Mark has to be aware beforehand. He has to be made aware beforehand before Brooklyn appears on camera. It didn't necessarily say that Mark had to give his permission because we know Mark is a hater and he would never give his permission. So I believe at the situation where Mark is all up in arms, I believe he was made aware that Brooklyn, hey DM Rocks, Kenya has a good lawyer because she pretty much has everything she asked for when it comes to the custody. He felt like Brooklyn was in danger because Marlo was out there beating down the door. Now, I see both sides of this coin. I want to give my 2 cents. I have another live in 10 minutes. So let's jump into it. Put your comments in the chat or in the comment section of this video if you're on the rewatch. And go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff too. Okay, let's start with my point of view, Mark's point of view. A lot of this is coming, for me, it's coming from hateration. Hey, Dr. Ivy Girl. Mark's hateration. We all know he never wanted Brooklyn on the show. I don't feel like this situation with Marlo was a situation where Brooklyn was in any kind of harm. As soon as Marlo knew that Marlo didn't care that Brooklyn was in there, but Marlo said, you need to put your baby in another room, which, as ignorant as that sounds, it lets me know Marlo wasn't gonna cross the line with Baby Brooklyn. And I think I'm gonna get on the Kenya side first. So let me stay with Mark. I feel like Mark is using this example to try to manipulate Kenya and to get Kenya to keep Brooklyn off the show, or even to manipulate Kenya to get some more money. Like, look, the judge gonna rule in my favor, pay me a little bit more money, and all of this, all that. I don't think Mark's intentions with going to the judge is sincere, and I also don't think that this isn't a good example. Now, I said all of that. We know Mark is on his foolishness with this, but I'm gonna say this to Kenya. Kenya, this is the number one reason why people don't bring their kids to work. At the end of the day, it's a reality show. DM Rocks, does Kenya really have Roy? This isn't a Shade Kenya video. This isn't a Shade Kenya video. Look, I don't care nothing about Roy because I don't really feel like that's too real, but this ain't what this video is about. Kenya, even though this is a reality show, Brooklyn is a part of your reality. I feel like production needs to put their foot down when it comes to these overnight trips, even if it's to a city 2 hours away, or if you're going across the country to Portugal. Leave your kids at home. When it comes to these reality show situations, even though the ladies have no intentions of wanting to fight, they're all grown, they're all mostly in their 40s or 50s. No one's looking to nuck if you're buck every time they see a camera. But there are ignorant people on the cast who look to push your buttons, and you never know what can happen. You don't know who's ignorant in the audience, who may just want 5 seconds of fame by jumping in your face or throwing a drink on you or getting you to act out of character. Even though Brooklyn was in her room and this situation happened in the room, it's also your job. And I feel like a lot of people view Kenya a little bit the same way they viewed Kim in some situations, where Kim would use her pregnancies not to film. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I can't get on a plane. Oh, I'm too pregnant for this. I'm going to stay home. Oh, I'm going to show up for 2 minutes, but Croy in the car with the gas still going, and I'm only going to come do a quick 5 minutes and still get my check. I feel like people do that. I mean, Kenya, Birmingham was your event. Birmingham, when we talk about, I'm not going, Angie, don't go backwards. Angie, don't go backwards. We all know how trash of an event Birmingham was. You done took them people to the club and they got kicked out. You got them in this, you claim it's Magic City Classic. I still don't believe it. You ain't gonna never make me believe that was Magic City Classic weekend. But at the end of the day, Kenya, you were there to work. You brought them people there. Even if you all gonna hang out at the hotel bar and have drinks and talk and fuss, everybody else was still up. Everyone else was still filming, and they felt like, Kenya, why are you in the bed asleep? That's what you brought your nanny there for. I feel like if you bring your kids to a work trip with the nanny, the kids should be in the room with the nanny, and you should be with the group working, and not talking about, oh, I'm rocking Brooklyn asleep. No. Now, again, because I don't want people to hear only the negative, I believe Mark is using this situation to be as Kenya, manipulate Kenya, get something out of Kenya. I don't believe Mark for a second believed Baby Brooklyn was any kind of harm with Marlo banging on that door. Marlo wasn't going to bust down the door and start beating up Brooklyn. Not at all. So, with that being said, I also felt like Kenya needs to start. Brooklyn is old enough. Nobody else brings their kids on these trips. Everyone except for, I guess Sheree, her kids are grown. Marlo is a Monty, but nobody else brings their children on these cast trips. And I think production needs to start putting their foot down, saying, look, this is a job first. We want the drama first. Leave your children at home. Leave them at home, especially your newborns. I feel like that's what Ashley does, over there on the Potomac. Portia did it for a little bit with baby Pilar. We tune into Real Housewives of Atlanta to see grown people interact. to see grown people have mess. If we want to see your children's, we could just log on to Instagram like, ooh, look how cute Brooklyn is. Look at her twirling with her mama. I could look on Instagram for that. I don't tune into Real Housewives of Atlanta to see what Kenya and Brooklyn are doing. And I'm just speaking for myself. Maybe some of y'all do. Maybe some of y'all do. Roy just took Kenya to Paris like 2 weeks ago. Congratulations. Look, good luck. Kenya deserves love. She deserves someone who truly cares about her and has her best interest at heart. And I wish her all the best. I just don't care. Because every time we see Roy, he and Monyetta phone. Him and Monyetta are talking. Him and Monyetta are communicating. He's never talking to Kenya. Whenever Monyetta is around, then Monyetta's like, oh, you know, Roy on the phone, girl. He ain't never calling Kenya. He's calling Monyetta. So I don't know. But good luck. Good luck. If he's the one, I hope it's the best. I really do. But I ain't buying it right now. And I really don't care. But that's it. Marc, try again. Because this isn't the example you're looking for. Because look, at the end of the day, any harm can come your way anywhere. And we all pray that harm stays over there across the street. But you never know what can happen. I don't think this is a situation where the judge needs to be like, oh yeah, Kenya, Brooklyn can't be on the show anymore. But can you leave Brooklyn at home with the nanny? Don't give Marc any ammunition. Just leave Brooklyn at home. When the cameras are in your home, film with Brooklyn. When you are doing the little kids party, film with Brooklyn. But if it's an adults only event, leave Brooklyn with the nanny. And Marc, you won't give Marc anything to keep you back and forth to court with the judge, you know, because girl, why won't this man sign on the dotted line? I don't know. What time? It's 5:15. It's time for me to get in the challenge. I'm not trying to read Kenya down because I have turned a corner with Kenya. She's become more likable to me on this show. So I don't want to go down a negative lane. But that's just my 2 cents on it. What do y'all think? Let me know. Are you team Marc? Are you team Kenya? I'm definitely 100% team Kenya when it comes to Marc. But I'm also the type of friend that's going to tell you the truth, girl. Leave your baby at home. Don't give your ex-husband or soon-to-be ex-husband any ammunition. That's it. Like, comment, share, y'all. If you care about the challenge, I'm about to do a quick little challenge chat where we're going to talk about Amanda versus Tori. The tweets were tweeting, and I want to talk about it. And then after the challenge chat at 6 o'clock p.m., me and Abby Reviews will be recapping Love and Marriage Detroit, the latest episode, and some of the hot topics of the week, like Jocelyn, Beyonce, a couple of Barbie fashions, things like that. Me and Abby always have a good time. And like I said on Instagram, me and Abby, we never start exactly at 6. If we start at 6, I'll be surprised. But even though we might be a few minutes late, we coming. So I see y'all in a few minutes for the challenge, 6 something with Abby. If not, I'll see y'all Friday for another challenge chat. And you know, the weekend's all about Kamisha review panels, and I'll be all over there for all of that. So have a good night. See you later. Bye.